Welcome to another episode of Getting to Know. Today I'm joined by women's rugby junior Olivia Sturiano. Hi, Olivia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Are you used to getting called Olivia at this point, or is it just Star from everyone?
No, no. Most people call me Stir.
We can make that happen.
Yeah.
So, talk to me a little bit about how, this whole time period away from the field has been. Obviously, you guys are a little bit in a different position than some of the other fall sports where you did have your season, but for rugby especially, that 7-on-7 spring is so important for you guys.
Yeah, I was really excited for our seventh season in the spring. Once we got noticed that everything was closing down, I was really bummed and down. It was supposed to be my junior season, one of the last ones, and we were really prepared for a good seventh season. So after that, we continued with some Zoom workouts and stayed in contact, but we weren't really allowed to do anything together.
What have you been up to with all of this newfound free time that you have?
So when quarantine set in, I was actually looking to get into the hospital and help out. So I was set to start at LIJ, but they never actually needed more people. So I went through the whole orientation process and was set to start, but they actually didn't need any more hands. So after that, I got into some CPR instructor courses, and I've been teaching the BLS course for the nursing students and healthcare professionals.
Oh, that's exciting. At least you've been able to get
Yeah,
that into still of your field of what you want to do and get
exactly.
some
And
experience.
it's definitely helped a lot. I did that all of quarantine, and now I'm back at the beach working.
How about just for fun? What have you been doing?
I keep working out, going on runs, bike rides, walks with my mom. Um, I've been able to see some friends like socially distance, with the mask on and everything. And I've taken a couple weekend trips. One to Pennsylvania a couple times, and I went to Fire Island last week.
What's been your favorite trip you took?
Fire Island, definitely.
Cool. I know we obviously just had another blow in that the fall seasons are not going to be happening as scheduled either. But when we finally are able to return to campus and you're able to go back on the field, what are you most looking forward to?
Just getting to play with my teammates again. It's different when you're working out on your own. I feel like when I'm working out with my teammates, we constantly push each other, and it's fun to just be around everybody.
Of course. So talk to me a little bit about rugby specific, how you got involved with the team, because I know that that's kind of a unique sport for a lot of people that they might not have had a background in, and maybe they're a little nervous about that.
Yeah. So most of our team actually never played before college. I'm one of them. And so they sent out an email like right before school was starting and everything in preseason, and they were looking for players for rugby. I had never heard of it. I looked it up. I looked into what it was all about, and it just seemed like something that I would like. So I reached out to our coach, Mel, and told her about my background in soccer, track, lacrosse, and she was like, "Oh, you seem like a great fit. Why don't you come down to some captains practices, meet some of the team?" And then I started preseason, and I never looked back.
Like a love at first sight kind of thing.
Yeah, as soon as I hit that tackle bag, I was in love.
I was gonna say, what is it about rugby that you think is just the right fit for you?
So I played soccer my whole life, and I was always the person who was getting called for like pushing and like just being too aggressive. So the aggressiveness in rugby just like it was perfect for me. You can do almost anything, and it's really about the hitting and tackling. You get like this rush. It sounds crazy, but like when you make a good hit and you get back up, you feel good.
Talk about that team environment where kind of a lot of you are starting from the ground up, whereas some of the other sports, everybody's kind of had this years of experience to kind of learn the mechanics of it. You guys are all in this position of doing it together.
Yeah, so everyone's in it together. Even older players who have on the team for a little while, they know they were there 1-2 starting out. So it's really comforting because everybody helps each other through it. Everybody needs to learn the basics. We need to learn the basics of passing, tackling, all of that to keep everyone safe. So everyone is just supportive and wants everybody to be better. We know we're starting at the ground up and then going up from there. So if everyone can get the basic skills down, we can build off of that.
That's well said, for sure. So we're switching to more this or that or rapid fire quick answer questions.
Okay.
Sticking with rugby, do you prefer 15s or 7s?
7s.
Why?
It's just faster pace, shorter games, you know. You get to play a lot more and you get to be a little bit more creative.
I know you've played a number of different positions. What's your favorite position that you've been playing?
12, which is inside center. I played that the most. I also like outside center, 13.
Do you or your team as a whole have any kind of pregame rituals or superstitions or things that you have to do in a certain order before you play?
Well, I know I start getting ready for the game as early as possible. If our game's at 1 in the afternoon, I'm up at 7, like getting ready.
You guys play at 10 or 11 sometimes.
Yeah. So I'm up pretty early getting ready because you got to get in that mindset.
What's your favorite song to kind of get you going, especially for a sport like rugby where it is so physical? What makes you kind of want to go out there?
All right. So I have a couple. Depends on like what time before the game it is. So if it's like early on and like getting pumped up, Bodak Yellow by Cardi B, it's my go-to. It gets me like fired up. But if it's right before game time, Clear Eyes, Full Heart, that one just it gets me in the mindset for the game.
Perfect. Do you have a favorite place that you guys have played over your 3 years with the team?
Castleton has been really beautiful in Vermont, and I think it was Bowdoin,
Okay.
I believe, up in Maine. The campus was beautiful.
Then do you have a favorite opponent that you've played against, either at home or on the road?
Sacred Heart by far. It's always a good competition. You know, this year we fell a pretty big loss to them, but years before, it's always like a competitive competition going back and forth. It's not an easy game.
Yeah, it's definitely a rivalry in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
So where's your favorite place to eat, either on campus or around campus? There's a lot of different choices between like the AR and Quick Bite and then all the different places that are in the area.
I like the Quick Bite Cafe. They have like the chicken bowls with the rice and stuff. If I'm on campus, if I go off campus, you know, Farrington, Touch of Italy are always a good one.
So you said you played soccer in high school. Were there any other sports that you played?
I played soccer all 4 years. I played basketball for my first 2 years, and then I ran winter track. I played lacrosse for 3 years and ran spring track once.
What have you been
That's
watching?
all around.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a busy athletic year for you. Is there anything you've been watching during all of this downtime, either on Netflix or Hulu, or if there's something you've been reading? What is
I watched Orange is the New Black. I watched all of that. Schitt's Creek I'm into right now. Finishing up Grey's Anatomy.
It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. One of my favorites I actually watched during quarantine was Tiny House Nation.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of tiny houses all around the world.
That's interesting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoy what's left of summer and that, the fall goes as well as it can. I know it's not the ideal situation with no season, but hopefully there's some kind of update on when we can expect to see you guys back out on the field soon.
Yeah, just got to stay positive through it.